How do, ladies and gents? It's me, Rustin Charmaine, with another video where I'm just kind of recording my screen and waffling for a bit. Gonna try and keep the intro a bit shorter this time. I don't want to waffle on for too long. And look at all those things down there. There's a lot of songs to cover, so I don't want to prattle on too long. But I think it's pretty obvious from what's on the screen right now what I'm about to do. I'm going to go through all of these songs here, and I'm going to whack them in a tier list. So top tier, it's going to be hard for things to get top tier because some of these songs have literally changed me, and so they're the only ones that are going to go up there. I dare say the one below that might get a bit full. That one's just for any song that I think is a banger. Actually, they're all pretty self-explanatory, aren't they? What I will say is that it's also going to take a lot for anything to be in the bottom tier, because there aren't that many Sleep Token songs that I skip, but there are some. Spoilers. And I'm actually going to start with the very final one on this list here, because the last time I recorded a video like this was a reaction to this song here, Emergence. And it was a first time hearing it, a legit first time hearing it, and I was quite negative. But over the last few days, I've made other videos about it, and I've actually come to like it a lot more. So, officially, I think it's time that I change my opinion on it, and I think it's gonna go. I'm using a laptop trackpad here. It's not that easy. I think. Am I gonna leave it in banger? We'll see what else goes in banger. It might end up moving down to pretty good, but I think on my first listen it was in pretty meh. But it has grown on me substantially since. But now we'll go the logical route and we'll go top left to bottom right. So we're starting, it's not really in any kind of order, these songs here. So we're going to continue with Say That You Will. And I think Say That You Will is pretty good. I don't think it's one of the best songs on the album. I think Sundowning, look, as we'll see, I think with how this is going to shape out, Tomb is my favourite album of Sleep Token so far. And while Sundowning is second, I do think they're both better than Take Me Back to Eden. I know that's not the popular opinion, but it's mine. I think Sundowning's highs are higher than Tomb's, but their lows are lower as well. And I feel like, in fact, Say That You Will might go to pretty meh. In fact, you know what? I am going to do that, and I'm going to move this down as well. There might be quite a bit of indecision going on here. I haven't pre-planned what's going where. I'm literally just going to wing it as I go. Atlantic, though, is a banger. I don't think anyone who likes Sleep Token can really disagree with that. The slow opening, the lyrics are incredible. Like, about a word that I probably shouldn't say on YouTube, but I've talked about the lyrics enough in that one video of mine that you've all seen. Yeah, Atlantic is incredible, and the way it switches in the middle, like that drop. I'm not going to try and do it. In fact, I am going to try and do it. That drop is incredible. The way that comes in, and then 2 just goes fucking crazy. So yeah, Atlantic can't be anything other than a banger. And same goes. Oh, I nearly just went same goes for Thread the Needle, but actually, of that 3-track EP, it is the weakest song. I think we'll put it pretty good. Oh, there's going to be a lot of indecision. There's going to be a lot of toing and froing. Oh, cut to an advert break while I decide if I'm going to keep that there. Briefly though, this video is sponsored by me, Rustin Charmaine, and my T-Mill store. Look at those garms you can get. rustincharmaine.tmill.com. Look at that, looking fresh. Or, alternatively, you can instead support me on Ko-fi. Ko-fi.com/rustincharmaine, or scan the QR code. Thank you. Yeah, you weren't expecting an ad break, were you? Anyway, next up, I'm going to leave it there. Next up is Mine. Now, I have already talked about how Tomb is my favourite, but Mine is actually pretty meh. I think it's probably the weakest track on the album. For me, this album ends a lot stronger than it starts. I know Atlantic and Hypnosis are both incredible, but as we'll see, the final few tracks on this album are outstanding. In fact, they're pretty much all bangers, like Telomeres. I've read about what telomeres are multiple times, and if I'm honest, I still don't really get it. I don't think I'm intelligent enough to understand that scientific concept. But the song, still so far, I believe the only Sleep Token song with a honest-to-goodness guitar solo. It's, I believe, one of the only ones that could still, along with Emergence, actually, that could genuinely be classed as a love song. And I don't know, just the way it moves, and yeah, the motion that's within that song, I just think is phenomenal, and it's an absolute banger. Didn't change me though. We'll get into those. Drag Me Under. My goodness, what a depressing song. On the surface, it sounds quite nice. You know, it's about how wonderful she is, but oh my goodness, in context, it's horrible. But it is pretty good. Descending and Distraction, I'm glad they're 1 and 2 next to each other, because I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree, and I feel like a lot of people who do this tier list maybe would put both of these in pretty meh. But for me, they're both bangers, and the fact that they follow each other on the album, they're just such a good 1-2 punch. Do they go hard? Do they have big moments? Do they have soaring choruses? Do they have big, powerful metal moments? No. But within the context of the album and where they're placed on the album, they are perfect. The Love You Want changed me. This song, coming out when it did in 2021, along with some things I've said about certain Hold and Absence songs, this song just came around at a time when I related to it really hard. I think I said in the intro to that Vaughan video you've all seen, that I only became a Sleep Token fan kind of 2023, and that's true, but that didn't mean that I hadn't heard Sleep Token songs before. I think I'd heard 2 properly, not the dude, not the drummer. I think I'd heard The Love You Want and Gods before, but for whatever reason I never kind of pursued the band after hearing that song. But yeah, The Love You Want, the whole locks and keys metaphor, just perfect for how I felt about someone in the summer of 2021. And the lyrics and the meaning and the journey and the progression of that song just means an incredible amount to me. But less so now, 4 years on. But at the time, it meant an incredible amount to me. Fields of Elation is a banger. Now, I saw the video that inspired this one, and I commented on it as well, both from my personal account and my YouTube account, where this song ranked right near the bottom. I think they ranked it the second worst song. Can't remember the name of the podcast now, I'm sorry. I'll put it on the screen. And I was appalled by that. The early EPs deserve more respect. They are both comfortably better than Take Me Back to Eden. Yeah, I said it. Anyway, next up is Alkaline. Most people's favourite from Tomb. One of my least favourites of Tomb. I'm not often critical of Vessel's lyricism, but in this one song I kind of am a little bit. Don't get me wrong, the instrumental bangs, but like, he wants to describe her as this unknowable, like, mystical enigma, and his method for doing so is to describe her as 2 opposite things. It's a very 90s song, very Alanis Morissette, Nirvana kind of idea of I'm one thing but I'm the opposite. But the thing is, he does it a little bit too much. It gets to the point where it's like, okay, I get it, you know, and she's not acid nor alkaline, caught between black and white light. From there, I've got it. You don't then need 12 more opposite thing. Like, I get it. And yeah, over time, that has become one of... I don't rate that as highly as I do the other songs on the album, apart from mine, clearly. Next up, Chokehold goes in banger. I'm not going to try and do it, but if I'm the kind of person who a lot of times, for songs will make it into my upper echelon of opinion based on one moment. Like the example that always comes to mind is the Slipknot song Duality. I think that song is pretty good, but then you get to the chorus and the guitar just does that ascending line, that do 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 do, and that takes it to banger for me, that moment alone. And the moment in Chokehold that does that is the I Come As a Blade slide up. That alone is enough to put it in banger for me, regardless of what the rest of the song does. Hey Ya Skip. I understand what they were doing. I understand what they were going for. It's a song that on the surface sounds very cheerful, but the lyrics, once you look into them, are actually quite depressing. But the thing that makes Hey Ya work, the Outcast version, is the kind of jumbled up time signature. Like, it's in 4/4, but then there's a beat of 2/4. Like, it's 4/4/4/2, 4/4/4/2, and it's that kind of stuttery beat that makes the song kind of swing. And when you take that out, you kind of take out the essence of what made the song good. And yeah, just doesn't vibe with me. As a cover, it's a very non-obvious cover. But I don't know. I always appreciate a big swing, but on this particular big swing, for me, it's also a big miss. Granite, pretty good. The lyrics are fantastic. It's just... Look, Sundowning, we haven't covered much of Sundowning yet, but Sundowning does get a little formulaic in its structure. Once you notice the structure of all the Sundowning songs, it's hard to unnotice it. The way you get, the intro, verse 1 quiet, chorus 1 little louder, verse 2 little louder, big chorus that's loud, and then a big metal outro. And Granite is a little bit that as well. And also of all the hip hop beats parts on Eden, it's not one of the better ones. It's pretty good. Jaws, absolute banger. My goodness, what a song. The drumming in the verse, the way the drums come in, still one of Two's best. He might not like hearing that. He might like to think that of all the majority of these songs that have come after this one are better, but the drum part in that song is insane. And lyrically, it's wonderful as well. This idea of I see who you really are, stop pretending. Again, very much related to the new song, as I've discussed elsewhere on the channel. Bloodsport from the Room Below, pretty meh. Yeah, come at me. It's actually really good, but the problem this version of the song has, there's two problems. One of them is the fact that the album version exists and it's better, and the other one is all of you who claim that this is better. Because I heard Bloodsport before I ever heard the Room Below version, and I just remember Bloodsport blew me away. We'll get to it in a minute. We'll get to it. Where is it? We'll get to it in 2 songs' time. But the original, in fact, yeah, let's just do it. Bloodsport is probably my favourite. I think if I were to rank these, 1 down to 30, 40, whatever, I'm pretty sure Bloodsport would be number 1. In fact, let's do that. My fucking god, what a song. Unbelievable. And the anguished cry at the end is second only to Black by Pearl Jam. The Why Can't It Be Mine. Unbelievable song. depressing as hell, but unbelievable and so relatable. For the same reason as you might have guessed that this one is relatable. Same person comes to mind in my head. And yeah, I loved this song so much. And then when I was looking up stuff about it, all I saw people saying was that how much better the Room Below version was. And it was a bit like kind of like Avatar, the movie Avatar, where everyone bigged it up crazy. And then I watched it and it was just okay. And so, yeah, I'm sorry. You all ruined that a little bit by saying it's better than this when it so clearly is not. This is the best. This is the definitive version of the song, and I won't hear any different. And yeah, my favourite Sleep Token song. I'm annoyed this is so early in the list, actually. I wanted to talk about this later, but there you go. Calcutta, the first song of two. Calcutta, it's the opener, and it's, again, much like the first EP, the opener is the weakest track, but it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. Not my favourite, but not a bad one by any means. Take Aim's a bit meh, isn't it? I think looking at what's here and there, I think we'll start to see a theme with which Sleep Token songs I don't like as much. The ones that are just kind of timid throughout don't tend to do too much for me. And Take Aim, lyrically, I feel like it covers ground that the album already had in previous better songs. So yeah, let's do the opposite then. Let's go higher. What a song that is. The ending, the Debt That I Owe ending is one of the best closing sections of a Sleep Token song. It does follow the pattern of the rest of the album, but that doesn't matter when it does it so well. Yeah. And maybe the only song that does it even better is The Offering. I'm just going to put it ahead of it. The Offering, I think, is one of the, along with Gods, is one of the first Sleep Token songs I heard. My goodness, they're good. Oh, incredible songs, both of them. So heavy, so chuggy, but in the right way and to the right degree. And within the context of the album and the context of the story, phenomenal, both of them. And the exact opposite can be said for Do You Wish That You Loved Me. Now, I have come around on this song a little. When I first heard the album, I was a little bit like, what's this? Similar to what I said about Hey Ya, big swing, but a big miss. But I don't dislike it as much as I used to. It still has to go and skip because I legitimately do skip it. But lyrically, it's great. Making the lyric video, the one you've all seen, making that video changed my opinion on it quite a bit. I softened on it quite a lot by going through the lyrics of it and seeing how lyrically brilliant it is. But musically, it sounds like garbage. I do not like it at all. I'm quite glad that the new album has a new producer, because the sound generally of Take Me Back to Eden, lots of elements of the sound I do not like. Speaking of the Apparition, the Breaking Benjamin section's good. You know, like the middle section where the guitars come in. But lyrically, again, similar to what I said about what song did I just say about? It's the song that's right here, Take Aim. It covers similar ground to the album I'd already covered lyrically, and it's a bit. The album, the final two songs on the album, which we'll come to, are both phenomenal, and the early part of the album is very good, but there's a section that's a bit crap, if we're honest, and The Apparition is prime example. It's fine, you know. Do I put it this way? If I decided to listen to Take It Back to Eden, the album, all the way through, I'm pretty sure the only song I'd skip would be Do You Wish That You Loved Me and one other. But I absolutely would never, and probably have never, opened up my phone and pressed on The Apparition to play that song. and likely never will. It's not great. Missing Limbs is pretty good, isn't it? I think what hurts Missing Limbs for me. So all 3 albums so far follow the same structure: prologue, 10-song story, epilogue. And I think what hurts Missing Limbs is that the other 2 epilogues, Bloodsport is there, and the other one, spoilers, will also be in this region. And Missing Limbs is kind of hurt by comparison. Like the 2 songs that you compare it to, obviously, are the other 2 outros. And whilst Missing Limbs is a very good song, What You Are to Him is a dagger to the heart when you're listening, but it's not as good as Bloodsport or Euclid, so pretty good. Shelter, Room Below stuff. I'll be honest, I only listened to this like once or twice. Didn't really do anything for me, so I'm just going to leave it there and move on. Give. I honestly can't think of anything to say about Give, and that kind of sums it up. Euclid. Euclid changed me. Euclid is the song that I heard that convinced me that this band is worth dedicating a lot of my time to. Because by this point I had already heard a certain other song that is going to be the penultimate one we talk about. No, it's not. Where is it? Am I blind? Oh, it's there. It's here. When we talk about this song, I'll talk more about it. But the cyclical nature of this 3-album arc, just perfect. And this song in particular, it's such a Queen song. And I mean that as a massive compliment. I know they do a lot of vocal layering, but the vocal layering at the end of this song is amazing. Such a fitting finale to a 3-album arc. Incredible. Dark Signs, pretty good. Pretty good. I like it. I do not have too much to say about it. Some of the lyrics are very cool. The whole, darkness metaphor that opens the song, similar to a darkness metaphor in this one. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not too much to say. The summoning is a banger. I've seen so many people turn on this song. I think because it was so overplayed, which, yeah, fair. But it was overplayed because it's so good. It's a really good song. The heavy sections are so fun. And yeah, the synth that leads into the outro, like the jazzy outro, next level. The thing that ascended the band to the next level. Yeah. Is it really you? Nah. I don't skip it, but I also don't have much to say about it, which is kind of why it's going in there. Sorry. Aquarija. I really like it, but then sometimes I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know how to describe it. It's just, if I'm in the mood for it, I love it. But when I'm not, it can kind of rub me the wrong way. There's a song I love sometimes by an artist called Parafakuva. It's a song called Passepartout. I would recommend giving it a go. Which is the ultimate example of that concept, because sometimes when that song comes on, I'm like, nope, and I just skip it straight away, not in the mood. But sometimes when it comes on, I turn it up and close my eyes and just listen to the entire thing, sometimes even skipping back to the beginning. So yeah, Aquarija has to catch me in the right headspace. If I'm not in that right headspace, I've just got no time for it. But when I am, it's one of my favourites on Eden, so I'll just put it in the middle of the tier list and leave it. High Water is a banger. My goodness, what a song. How the lyricism is phenomenal. The way the song progresses, the way it moves, the way it ends. Do I need to say more? Like I've already said, the latter stages of this album are some of Sleep Token's best work, as is the opening. Yeah. Do I need to say much about High Water and Hypnosis? I feel like they're lots of your favourite Sleep Token songs as well. Just two absolute bangers. And I keep saying the word two appropriately. Two is a big reason why both these songs are bangers. Yeah, amazing. Room Below stuff is mostly meh to me. Yeah, I've already discussed it. You guys built up such an expectation for me for the Room Below things, and then it's just kind of okay, and yeah, a little disappointing to me. The Night Does Not Belong to God is one of the best Sleep Token songs. Not just because of Euclid. On merit, it goes at the top. And not quite Unchanged Me, but the way 2 comes in on the drums, the whites of your eyes, that entire section, just how the song moves, how it sets up the entire story, how it builds the world that the entire story takes place in. Chef's kiss. Like That's okay. Or is it meh? No, it's okay. I know it's one that people like a lot more. People like that a lot more than I do. I don't know. I just feel like it drags its feet a bit. When it gets going, it's really good, but I don't feel that way about many Sleep Token songs, but it does have a bit of the Metallica effect for me, which is the Metallica effect being great song, could do with being like 2 minutes shorter. Yeah. Fall for me. As you can see from what else is down here, I think you know where this is going. Yeah, doesn't work for me. Again, lyrically, really like it. I appreciate the big swing, but it's a miss for me. Not interested. If it was just Vessel singing clean, I think I'd like it. But the vocoder thing, you have to pair that with other stuff. You have to pair that with other musical elements to make it work. Yeah, whatever. Levitate. I'm just skipping past them. I don't care. Levitate is another one where I have to be in the right place for it. I think, again, with the story around these songs, Levitate hurts one of them more. That's not a sentence. Levitate is one of the more painful ones. It just hurts to hear him speak like that. Just, come on, get your head out of your ass. But it's a really good song. Ascensionism slaps. Is there anyone who's going to disagree with that? Yes, Vessel's rapping is a bit sorry, as I've discussed in another video. But, oh, what a song. The flip from So You Take What You Want to So I Take What I Want is magnificent. It's so well structured, so well pulled off. Outstanding song. Sugar. I'm going to put it at the top of banger. It's not. It can't be changed me because it doesn't have lyrics that mean that much. But it's. If we take out the lyrical meaning, I think it would go at the top. What a song. I don't see that much love for Sugar. But just how can I put this without age-gating the video? I'll just age-gate the video. Imagine fucking to it, right? And you get to the point where it explodes. You know, with the big, I'm not going to try and do it, but the big, oh, Sugar. This song fucks, man. There's no other way of putting it. That song fucks. Rain. That's probably going to get a lot of hate, but I don't like it. I think it's kind of crap. The first time I heard it, I fully expected the chorus to come in again at the end, but it didn't. So I felt a little bit blue-balled by it. And then I looked and it's like 6 minutes. And at first I thought, oh, that's a good thing then. The time passed quickly. Like I only felt like it was about 4 minutes long. But then I thought about it, and I thought, is it? Like, everything I was saying about it dragging its feet applies even more so for Rain. Like, it just takes a long time to get going, and then doesn't have the big ending that it feels like it's building to. And with what the song's about, maybe that's intentional, but I don't know. Not for me. Not for me, thank you. Jericho. Oh boy. It's a banger. I expect that this will not be one of the more popular songs among the fan. And you know what, I'm just going to chuck Nazareth in there as well. I think the early EPs get nowhere near enough love from the Sleep Token fan base. And that's really sad, I think, because it's a little bit like, you know, their embryo form. It's a little bit like, you know, watching a filmmaker's student films, you know, but they're so good. The structure and the way the songs move, and I'll throw Jaws into this as well. The way the songs move, the way they, looking back on them with modern Sleep Token fan vision, can make them seem a little simple by comparison. But these songs are so good. And, you know, the deference that we're giving to Sleep even that early on is so clear, and they're so clearly part of the same story. Outstanding songs, and so dirty and sexual. These songs fuck as well. Put it that way. Since I'm just talking about this, I hate to say it, but the way that you were is a bit meh. When I was listening to the early stuff, I was thought, is this going to be any good? And I listened to these 2 EPs, and they're so good. And the second EP is so good, and then Jaws is so good, and I was like, have they just always been great? And then I got to the way that you were, and it's like, oh no, okay, they've always had meh slower tracks that don't really do anything for me. Yeah. Vor slaps. Vor can go to the top of Banger now instead. Yeah. If you don't know, I can't move it, but whatever. It's fine there. If you don't know why I like Vor, oh no, I shouldn't say that on the internet. If you don't know why I like the song that is called Vor by Sleep Token, then I'm not really sure what to say to you. We're just not the same people. If you can hear that heavy screaming and then fading immediately to that soft, seductive chorus, then go back to the screaming, to then end with "Are you in pain like I am?" screamed like it's burning on fire, then yeah, I don't know why I clicked on this video really, if you don't like Vor. No, if you don't like the song Vor, oh, gotta be careful. Alright. I'm going to cover this one first, because I might get some hate for that, and that's okay. But yeah, I said there's 2 songs on They're About to Eat Midnight Skip, and that's the other one. It's too saccharine. It's too on the nose. Like, I've struggled with my mental health ever since I've had mental health, so I get it. I've lost people to it. Everything said in the lyrics I relate to 100%. But the music doesn't follow it. Most exemplified for me by the fact that it goes like, on the big the big crescendo, "Are you really okay?" It's followed by a "yeah, yeah, yeah." Nah, man, come on. It just feels like it isn't taking the subject matter as seriously as it should be. Yeah, no thanks. Not for me. I've said that a lot, haven't I? I'll shut up. Well, I won't need to, because these last 2 songs are absolutely for me. Banger. Do we need to talk about this? It's the magnum opus. It's what every other song in their entire catalogue has been building towards, and they nailed it. It's a little bit of everything they've done. It progresses through everything they've done. You have the the quiet slow verse, the quiet slow chorus, the rap verse, the rap chorus, the metal verse, the metal chorus, the build to the end to the heavy outro that fades out. You have the bird song and the animal noises that, you know, paint this picture of the Garden of Eden. It's perfect. It's a perfect song. Didn't change me, so it can't go in the top tier. But it's absolutely bang. In fact, let's whack it up here. Go on, get up there. It doesn't fuck like sugar, so it can go second. You could stay alive. Just tell me that you notice. I said Bloodsport would be number 1. And I think in the short I made it was, with When the Bow Breaks number 2. But that changes day to day. And today, When the Bow Breaks is number 1. And again, a lot of people I see making lists like these put When the Bow Breaks near the bottom. For all of you who don't have When the Bow Breaks near the top, I'm not going to try to argue against your opinion. Everyone's opinion is valid. Everyone's opinion is, well, when it comes to music, everyone's opinion is equally valid. Not all opinions. If you have an opinion that the earth is flat, you're just wrong. Sorry. But with music, it's taste, so it's fine. But if you don't have When the Bow Breaks near the top, do me a favour. Next time you have a day that's a bit tiresome, put your headphones on, earphones, whatever you use. Go somewhere quiet, somewhere where you feel comfortable, and just play this song into your ears. Nothing else going on in your head. And if it still doesn't do it for you, then I'll concede, but I'm confident that it would. This song has a glacially slow build, but fucking hell, it's worth it. Like, what a way to transition. It builds so slowly that you don't really notice it build. And so then by the time it explodes into life, it's, I don't know. I've heard this song hundreds of times and it still puts the hairs on my arms to the sky every time we get to that point. Lyrically, it's beautiful, devastating, but beautiful. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Now, do I want to move any of these around? Let's have a goosey. I think the skips are all valid. In fact, I'm going to put that in there as well. Do I want to move anything from meh up? I don't think so. In fact, I might move one more down. I'm going to move another one down. Do I want to move anything from good down or up? Thread the needle. You know, actually, I'll move Emergence up. I think Emergence is a banger. I'm looking at the rest of the songs in here, and I think it is probably better than these. And I think I'll move Calcutta up as well, and maybe Granite, maybe Alkaline. No, I'll move them all back down, actually. Because if I'm going to start moving up songs just for being pretty good, then everything in pretty good could go in banger. So actually, maybe some things in banger need to come down. Maybe that's the way around it needs to be. But I don't think there's any in here that I want to move down. No, you know what? I'm leaving it. I'm happy with that. That has been me poring over every Sleep Token song and giving opinions on them that are probably going to get me a lot of hate. Until next time, I've been Royston Charmaine. And I'll see you for some more Sleep Token Waffle when they drop another single. Until future, drive safe.